We are where we are by the law of being. The thoughts we think build our character. We're continuing chapter 2 of As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, the best book ever. Thank you for joining me, Carla Elizondo, Inside Talk Show. It's an inside job where we read the best books of all time to better know ourselves. Know thyself, and you shall know the universe and all the gods. Continuing, we left off with every man is where he is by the law of his being. The thoughts which he has built into his character have brought him there, and in the arrangement of his life there is no element of chance, but all is the result of a law which cannot err. This is just as true of those who feel out of harmony with their surroundings as of those who are contented with them. As a progressive and evolving being, man is where he is, that he may learn and he may grow, and as he learns the spiritual lessons which any circumstance contains for him, it passes away and gives place to other circumstances. That's why it's so important to, whatever circumstances are happening outside, think about them in a way where you can say, okay, what can I learn from this? It is what it is. I can't change it. I don't want to resist it. I don't want to create more resistance. Pain, depression, sadness, anger, upset, those are emotions that are very valid and natural and normal to experience when certain circumstances pop up. But it's when we hold on to those emotions and get precious with them, get sentimental with them, and show them to everybody, tell them over and over and over and over. To process something means to pass it through, let it go, in and out. But when we hold on, when things are stagnant and don't move, that creates toxicity in the body. Just like we eat food, pretend that's an experience. We must process it. If it stayed in our stomach or it didn't pass through correctly, that's a problem. So is with our psychological life. And some circumstances and some traumas call for a higher level of processing. Praying, community, help. We all need help. We must take it serious. We have to understand how the consequences, the circumstances in our life truly affect this inner world. And this inner world is what creates this outer circumstance. So it just becomes this cycle. All right. Man is buffeted by circumstances so long as he believes himself to be the creature of outside conditions. But when he realizes that he is a creative power, and that he may command the hidden soil and seeds of his being out of which circumstances grow, he then becomes the rightful master of himself. We mentioned this yesterday. Are you the master of your garden? Our mind is a garden. Our thoughts are seeds. We can grow flowers or we can grow weeds. Are you tending to your garden? What seeds are you cultivating and growing? Seeds or thoughts, seeds come in all day. But what seeds are we letting drop down into our heart of hearts? Into the precious soil of our subconscious mind, because whatever seeds we let drop into our subconscious mind will produce, it will grow. Here's this diagram. If you haven't seen this before, this is a drawing. Say this big circle is your mind. We have two parts, the thinking conscious and then the subconscious feeling part. Thoughts enter here into our seed house. We think. But then once we put it in our heart of hearts, we bury it and plant it in our heart, which only means we get emotionally involved with it. It gets under our skin. Once it's here and we continue to water and plant it and talk about it and think about it and ruminate over it and cultivate it, or let it take over without trying to kick it out, it will come to pass. It will bear fruit, and you ain't gonna like that crop. All right. So man is buffeted by circumstances so long as he believes himself to be the creature of outside conditions. So buffeted, what is this word? These are old words. Hey Siri, what does buffeted mean?
As a verb, buffet means
Not a
especially
buffet.
wind or waves. Strike repeatedly and violently.
Oh.
Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Violently batter. Wow. Violently batter. That's why I love reading these old books, because they use words, old English words, or just old words that aren't in our lexicon anymore. And I always love looking them up. So man is battered violently by circumstances, so long as he believes himself to be the creature of outside conditions. That is the whole point of my life with myself, regardless if anybody ever watches to be honest. This whole inside talk show, this concept, living from the inside out, not the outside in. I don't want to live from the outside in. I don't want outside circumstances to dictate, to violently batter my inside and make me in pain. That is living from the outside in, letting outside circumstances dictate my inner state. No, it says, so long as we are battered and violently thrown over and over on the floor by the circumstances, outside circumstances, we're screwed. That is the way the majority of us live, the way we're taught to live, that this, what's real, what's here outside, what we can see, is truth. There's nothing we can do about it, Carla. Don't be stupid. Don't be naive. Don't deny what's here. Honey, this is just a receipt. This is old news, baby. What's new? What's going to happen next? Well, it happens behind our eye. It happens within each and individual one of us and all of us collectively. So it says, don't be battered by outside circumstances. Realize that we are a creative power, that we may command that hidden soil. We may command what goes in here. We may command this hidden soil of the seeds out of which our circumstances grow. Our results, our circumstances, results and circumstances. We become the rightful master. Just like, here's another copy. This is our ship. I know I put a little ship here, but this is the ship, really. I need to change that. I need to change that. The ship is our body. All right. So this is the ship. Sorry, our body is the ship. This is the captain in our thinking mind. The captain, the conscious thinking mind, gives orders to the subconscious mind, which is the wheel. It's the steering wheel. It dictates where the ship is going to go. So the captain in our conscious thinking mind commands the soil, what seeds will be planted, how the steering wheel is going to go. And that will drive the body into action, and it will lead us to our destination, our circumstances, our results in life. We must be the master. That circumstances grow out of thought. Every man knows who has for any length of time practiced self-control and self-purification, for he will have noticed that the alteration of his circumstances has been in exact ratio with his altered mental condition. So true is this, that when a man earnestly applies himself to remedy the defects in his character and makes swift and marked progress, he passes rapidly through a succession of vicissitudes. So let's read this again. So true is that when a man earnestly applies himself to remedy, to fix these defects of character in the 12-step program, oh man, you take an honest moral inventory of your life, of your character defects. What are the things, what are the habits, what are the character traits you're involved in that you don't like, that other people don't like, that just aren't, that they're actions out of fear, out of doubt, out of low self-esteem, low confidence. Something that you can remedy, put effort into it. Life is about growing constantly, every single day. There's no finish line. Growing, knowing ourselves, going within, truly knowing ourselves, so that this life is better. This life is amazing, not just for you, but for everybody else you surround yourself with, family, friends, coworkers, strangers on the street. But I wanted to reread. It says, circumstances grow out of thought. And when we practice self-control, we notice that when we do change the way we're looking at something, it changes. Think about this. Have you ever been through a breakup and you are just, the sky is falling chicken little. No one ever is ever going to love me again. I'm never going to find anybody. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm going to be single forever. And then one day you just are like, you know what? Screw this crap. I'm putting myself out there again. And it changes everything with a thought. Of course, that takes time. You have to heal, blah, blah, blah. But healing can come faster. It truly can. We indulge, we get sentimental because we're taught to, through movies, through books, through stories, through songs. I want you right now, if there's a song, if there is a place you go to that reminds you and puts you in low vibes, you might think, oh, I just want to get over it. I want to make this my own new place, or I want to listen to that song without caring. Well, you might not be able to for a while. Stay away, let it go. Cleanse yourself. Remedy these character defects in any situation. Let that wound close up. Let it heal into a scar. Then you can properly live. You don't have to be precious or watch out for it, that it's going to get opened up again. I have weird metaphors. I hope that made sense. The soul attracts that which it secretly harbors. This is so good. The soul attracts that which it secretly harbors, that which it loves, and also that which it fears. The soul attracts that which it secretly harbors, that which it loves, and that which it secretly fears. What do you engage with more in your mind and in your heart? What you're in love with or what you're afraid of? What you're excited about, what's going to happen, or what you're afraid will happen? Be honest with yourself. What are you watering in the garden of your mind? Your fears or your hopes? Your loves or your hates? So it says, it reaches the height of its cherished aspirations. It falls to the level of its unchastened desires. And circumstances are the means by which the soul receives its own. Ooh. Circumstances are the means by which the soul receives its own. Basically, it's saying results or circumstances are how the soul receives what's in here. It's a process. This is the real relationship. It doesn't matter what you think. It really doesn't. You can think all day long. You can know like you know, like you know. But what are you doing? What are you emotionally involved in? It's not logical. It's illogical. Logic is in our conscious thinking mind. Our heart and our emotions and our feelings, our subconscious mind is not logical. But that is from which everything is truly created. It's the womb of creation. Think about anything great that was created. It's illogical. You can't do that. You can't build a rocket to Mars, Elon Musk. That's not logical. No one's done it before. We must be brave and be illogical. Don't be reckless. Don't hurt people. But you know what I'm saying. Every thought seed sown or allowed to fall into the mind and to take root there produces its own, blossoming sooner or later into act and bearing its own fruitage of opportunity and circumstance. Good thoughts bear good fruit. Bad thoughts bear bad fruit. Let's see how much we have. Yeah, I'm going to have to finish this tomorrow. I'll just leave with this. Every thought sown or allowed to fall into the mind and to take root there, meaning emotionally involved with it, talking about it, thinking about it, gossiping about it, keeping it alive, produces its own. You will get results. You will continue to get more. It will continue to produce because you're watering it and you're giving it attention. It will blossom sooner or later into act in your circumstances or results in life and bearing its own fruitage of opportunity and circumstance. Good thoughts bear good fruit. Bad thoughts, bad fruit. What are you bearing? What is the fruitage of your life? By their fruits you shall know them. Think about your friends and family. Think about yourself. Look in the mirror. What is your fruit? What is your fruit of life? Do people come to your tree and say, oh my gosh, they're wonderful. She has great this, great that. Or do they go, ugh, that's a stinky old garden full of weeds and tumbleweeds and weasels. Are you tending to your garden? This is so important. I love James Allen. I love As a Man Thinketh. I hope you have a wonderful day. And we're growing. I think we're at 268. Maybe we're at the same as yesterday. Whatever. I love this stuff, and I know the right people will be attracted to this channel. So I appreciate your support. Share this with anybody you think would like it, and I'll see you tomorrow.